Today we are going to discuss about surah Fatiha, which means the opening. This is a very repeated surah in the Muslim prayer, so you cannot accomplish your prayer without this very surah. Okay, so you must know what this surah means or implies. So understanding every beat, every word of this surah is necessary for every Muslim, so you can understand it. Just you need to have some intention to understand it. Okay. So let's begin with the first phrase. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. So Alhamdulillah is for it means that all praise is for Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. So Lillahi here means li to Allahi, that means Lillahi. So Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Alhamdulillahi, that means all praise is due to Allah Rabbil Alamin. So who is the Rabbi? Who is the creator? Who is the God of Al-Alamin? Al-Alamin means the whole world. So Rabbil Alamin means the God of whole world, the God of all peoples. Okay. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Ar-Rahman means most forgiving or open forgiving. So Ar-Rahman means Allah is the most forgiving. Ar-Rahim means the most merciful. So Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim means Allah is most forgiving and most merciful. That means He loves to forgive. He loves to give you in abundance. Okay, so most forgiving and most merciful. These are two identities of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. So in the first verse you have one identity, that is Allah is the God of all world. Okay, this is the first identity. Then you have perhaps the second identity is most forgiving and most merciful. Okay, this is the second identity of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. Then you have the third identity in the very next verse, Maliki Yawmiddin. So Maliki means Malik. In Bengali it means Malik, the Lord. Okay. Yom means day, Ad-Din means judgment. Okay, so Maliki Yawmiddin means the day of judgment. So Allah Subhanahu wa Taala is the Lord of the day of judgment. So this is the third identity of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. So we have three identities in the first section of Surah Fatiha. The first identity is Allah, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Allah is the Lord of the all people, all world. Then the second identity is Allah is most forgiving or most merciful, and He is the Lord of the day of judgment. These are three identities we have in the very first section of Surah Fatiha. Then in the very next verse you have your own identity, our identity. So our identity is Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. So it is only you to whom we worship. Iyyaka na'budu. Na'budu means to worship. Okay. So it is Allah Subhanahu wa Taala to whom we only worship. We do not worship to anybody else apart from Him. And Iyyaka nasta'in refers that to only Him we seek help. We only seek help from Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. We do not seek help from anyone beside Him. Okay, so this is our identity. So who seek help? Who worship? It is only the slave that worship and that seek assistance. Okay, so this is our identity. Our identity is that we are slave of Allah. We worship and we seek help. So so there is a contrasting identity. Okay, in the very first three lines we say that Allah is the master. Okay, and in the fourth verse we say that we are the slave. So there is a master and slave relationship between Allah and you. So in the first three verses you say that Allah is the master of all world. He is most forgiving, most merciful, and He is the master of the day of judgment. In the fourth verse we say that we are the slave of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. We only worship Him, and we worship nothing but no one but Him, and we seek assistance from only Him. So this is our identity. So after acknowledging this very relationship, master and slave relationship, you have a special supplication to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. So you have supplication, you request, you urge Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, your Lord, to guide you to the straight path. Okay, to help you to accomplish your duty as a slave. Okay, so then you have the words ihdina siratal mustaqim. So ihdina siratal mustaqim here means you request Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide you to the straight path. To the straight path. To the straight path means to the to a very peaceful way of life. Okay, the path that is very straight, that is full of peace, and that leads to Jannat, that leads to paradise. Okay, so you are requesting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ihdinas. Ihdinas means guide us. Ihdinas means guide us, facilitate for us. Sirat is the road or path. Al-Mustaqim is straight. It means straight. So ihdinas sirat al-Mustaqim means to guide us to the path, to the straight path, to the path that leads to Jannat. Okay. So sirat al-lazina an'amta alayhim. Sirat al-lazina an'amta alayhim. The path of those upon whom you have bestowed your favor. Okay. So this path means the path of the prophets. Okay. So you request Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to facilitate for you the path of the prophets. So you request him to help you to be like the prophets. Okay. The way the prophets led their life, you request Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help you to lead the life in the very same way. Okay. Then Gairi means do not facilitate or make difficult. Gairi, this is a very special word. Gairi means not to facilitate or make it difficult. So Gairil Maghdubi. So Maghdubi here, Gairil Maghdubi alayhim. It means do not facilitate the path of those upon whom you have your anger. Okay. So the path of sinner like Pharaoh and other sinners of the history. Okay. So you are requesting Allah that do not facilitate or make difficult the path of the sinner for us. Okay. We do not like to go to the path of sinner. So help us. So that we feel pain while going to the path of sinner. Dallin means the people who go astray. Okay, who does not pray, who does not believe in Allah, who is not on the straight path. Okay, so who is not on the Sirat al-Mustaqim. Okay, so guiding Dallin means the path of the people who have gone astray. So you are requesting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala do not facilitate for us the path of the people upon whom you have your anger and those who have gone astray. Okay, so these are all, you see, the very latter part of the surah is about your supplication to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help you accomplish your duties as a slave. So in the very first section of the surah, you are acknowledging the identity of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a master. Then in the fourth verse, you are announcing your identity, that is the slave. So you have master-slave relationship in the first section of the surah, and in the latter section you have supplication to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to assist you, to guide you to perform or accomplish your duties as a slave. Okay, so that you become a success in here and hereafter, in this earthly materialistic life and in the life after it. Okay, so you become a success.